Can you film me?
Hi, this is Noreen. This is my first show of Get Real, and today I'm going to interview Peter Mullen, actor and producer.
Peter is a very well-known Scottish actor and film director, and he's kindly agreed to come to Noreen's flat where we're doing our first show of Get Real and be interviewed by Noreen. So he's just arrived and we're going to go meet him downstairs.
And later on in the day I'm going to interview Nikita. Nikita has played Cinderella in the Pavilion Theatre this year, so I'm really looking forward to speaking to both of them. When I first got to know you, Peter, you were in like the theatre companies, right?
In the theatre.
And so much has happened in your life since then. Has it changed you at all? Are you still the Peter I knew in Camus, or are you?
I would imagine so. I mean, I don't know, everybody changes in life. Sometimes for the better, some for the worse. I don't think what you do is for a living should necessarily, I mean, it's going to change you in some way. But not in, I wouldn't have thought, not in any personality sense. I mean, there was a guy said to me once, which I do subscribe to, which is that fame, so-called, unmasks people. In other words, if you're a to begin with, it's the fame just allows you to be more of a. The good guys, I think, were always pretty decent people to begin with, and the bad ones, I don't think fame changed them. I think it allowed them to be more obviously what they were, which is, well, now I've got power. So whereas before I was a reasonably, it was actually the decency was the cover up. Once they get fame, then they become the creature that you meet and loathe, you know. But in my experience, I've only ever met a couple who are like that. Most of the people I've met and worked with have been brand new.
My second guest today is Martin Coyle, coordinator of the Kingsway Health and Wellbeing Centre. Can you explain the services given here?
This Kingsway Court Health and Wellbeing Centre was set up 6 years ago now under the Social Inclusion Partnership, and it was set up to address the health and wellbeing of residents of Kingsway Court and Plain Street high-rise flats. And it's about looking at what makes people feel better about themselves, as much as it's certainly not a medical model. It's much more a social model and about helping people to feel better about the quality of life that they have. There's a number of different types of services that we have here. We've got an inquiry and advice service where people might just need a bit of information or advice about something, and we can tell them where to go, whether that's a housing office or a benefits office, or whether they just need to know about their diet or whatever. We can try and give them some sort of advice and put them in touch with a person who could answer their questions. We also have a number of different types of groups. We've got a women's group, we've got a film making group, and we've got a pensioners club. As you know, we've also got a large number of asylum seekers in the area, and we provide particular services for them. They have real difficulties with language, so we provide ESOL classes to try and help improve their basic English skills. And we have dedicated staff team that deal with their issues in relation to claiming asylum and their relations to, their issues in relation to being in a new country, and how they find their way about, how they make phone calls, how they access the post office, where the kids go to school, getting a GP. You know, we have a dedicated staff team who deal with that.
How would you like to see the centre develop?
I think there's a lot more stuff needs to be done in terms of working with members of the community, developing processes that will allow this centre to engage a lot better and talk to people and find out more for people. Some of the development is a need for potentially developing a centre here, a purpose-built centre that would serve this community.
So what advice do you give to members of the community that want to improve their health here?
The three basic things that people appear to need in their life to ensure that they've got good health and well-being is a decent house, a good dry house with a roof over their head, a decent job, and more say in the decisions that affect their community. I've did that here in Glasgow, I've did it in Edinburgh, I've did it in South Africa. And the exact same survey would produce the exact same answers. 6,000 miles apart, people come up with the same answers. I think community activism is a really good way of helping to influence that third factor there about having a voice in the decisions that affect your community. So you need to be active. A really good way of doing that is by volunteering. That's one of the things this centre offers. It offers people the opportunity to volunteer and address particular issues in the community that they would like to see addressed. We can provide them with support here within the community.
Have you got any inspiring stories about how the centre has helped people in difficult situations?
It's probably about 2 years back now, I think, at a time when lots of asylum seekers were being deported in what was the infamous kind of what you called dawn raids, which was a really inhumane approach to taking people out of their homes early in the morning and taking them out of the country. Some people had been here a number of years and developed relations, developed neighbours, but doing all the sorts of things that would be expected of them as asylum seekers to come into the community and try integrate. And they were then being brutally withdrawn in a really inhumane way. And there was one particular instance of a family that happened to the Vukash family, who were taken one early morning. And the impact that had in this community, for me, I could see through that process that the work that this centre was doing in terms of community development work was actually taking effect. It was almost funereal. It was almost like a death in the family. Yeah. And some people were quite traumatised. This centre was able to be here and support those people. And part of that support allowed people to talk. And out of that talk came a campaign of action, which was amazing. That was a truly inspired community, a community motivated to do something of its own. They weren't prompted by anybody. It was just local women who decided, this is not happening in my name. Yeah. This is atrocious. And from that came the Kingsway Amnesty group, who met every single morning, candlelight vigils, and protested and stopped the dawn raid process here at Kingsway. And that was amazing to see. And that's an empowered community. That's people taking charge of things in their life.
Well, can I thank you for bringing that up, because as you know, myself and Jean Donachie are the women that you're talking about. And when the Vukash family were taken away, I was so friendly with that family. I was their Auntie Noreen. And you know, when I came in here, I was heading for a nervous breakdown. And if it hadn't been for this centre, I believe I would have taken a nervous breakdown, because it was like all those deaths in my family and the centre really, really helped me through that, and it made me strong, and it made me fight against the way asylum seekers were being treated in this area, because they weren't asylum seekers to Jean and I, they're our friends and neighbours, and we were determined, we were putting a stop to that.